Good morning, students. The topic which we are going to see is staffing. First of all, we can see the definition of staffing. Staffing is defined as the process of obtaining and maintaining the capable and competent people to fill all positions from top to operative level. According to Huns and O'Donnell, staffing is the executive function which involves recruitment, selection, compensating, training, promotion, retirement of subordinate managers. Next, we can see the staffing process. Staffing process is concerned with the providing the organization with the right number of people at the right place and at the right time so that the organization would be able to achieve its goals effectively. A wrong placement in the organization would adversely affect the productivity of the organization as a whole. Next, we can see these steps in staffing process. The first step is manpower planning. The manpower planning is a process of determining and assuring that the organization will have an adequate number of qualified persons available at the proper times, performing jobs which meet the needs of the entire enterprise and which provide satisfaction for the individuals involved. The next step is recruitment. Recruitment involves seeking and attracting a pool of people from which qualified candidates for job vacancies can be selected. Development and maintenance of adequate manpower resources is the main task of recruitment. Selection. It involves choosing candidates who best meet the qualifications and requirements of the job. Training process. Training process is increasing the knowledge and skills of an employee for doing a particular job. Placement and induction. Placement refers to assigning a rank and responsibility to an individual, identifying him with a particular job. Induction. Induction refers to the introduction of a person to the job and organization. The purpose is to make the employee feel at home and develop a sense of pride in the organization and commitment to the job. Next, we can see the sources of recruitment. Sources of recruitment is divided into two types, internal sources and external sources. Internal sources include the employees on the payroll. People from within are generally upgraded whenever any vacancy arises. By reviewing the personal records and skills, the manager would be in a position to know the suitable candidates for the vacant position. Transfers, promotions of present employees are the basic internal sources of recruitment. Next, we can see the merits of internal sources. Recruitment from within encourages the employees to work efficiently to reach top positions. The organizations would be able to choose the right people for the vacant positions on the basis of the track records of the employees. The expenditure is relatively less when compared to external sources of recruitment. Employees need little training as they know the major operations and functions of the organization. Next, we can see the demerits of internal sources. It discourages new blood from entering into the organization. The internal sources of recruitment promote sycophancy and favoritism. Workers may be recruited not because of their suitability for the jobs, but because they may maintain good relations with the top management. Now we can see the external sources. Recruitment from external sources would be done when either the existing employees are inadequate to occupy the vacant position or they are not properly qualified, unskilled enough to occupy the positions, or they are unfit. External sources of recruitment may include employment exchanges. Employment exchanges run by government are as a potential source of recruitment, especially for unskilled, semi-skilled, unskilled operative jobs. Next, advertisement. Advertisement in newspapers or trade and professional journals is another popular source of recruitment, especially for the senior positions to lower middle level positions. Next, educational institutions. Recruitment through educational institutions is also known as campus recruitment. Employee walk ins. It is commonly found that some people send unsolicited applications to the organizations enjoying goodwill and reputation. Organization, if they find necessary, can consider these applicants for the suitable positions. Employee referrals. Some organizations prefer using employees as the source of recruitment. They maintain informal system of recruitment where word of mouth would do when compared to formal system of organization. Now we can see selection. Selection is a process of rejection and hence it is called a negative process. It divides the people into two categories, that is those who would be selected and those who would be rejected. Now we can see the selection process. Application blank. Every candidate is required to fill up a blank application which provides a written record of the candidate's qualifications. An application blank is a personal history questionnaire. Preliminary interview. To eliminate the unsuitable candidate in the very beginning, preliminary interviews of brief duration are conducted. If the applicant is eliminated at this very stage, organization would be saving from the expenses of processing the candidate further. Employment test. To match the individual's mental and physical characteristics with the job appropriately, employment tests are essential. Here, intelligence test, aptitude test, proficiency test, personality test, and test of interest and hobbies are included. Final interviews. A careful assessment of the candidate is made in the personal interview with the candidate. The purpose of conducting the employment interviews is to assess the candidate's strength and weakness for the position. Apart from finding out the suitability of the candidate, the face-to-face interview also provides an opportunity to the interviewer to know more about the candidate. At the same time, the candidate would also be in a position to know about the terms and conditions of his employment, organizational policies, and the employer-employee relationship, etc. Background investigation. The candidate is asked to mention the name of references. A referee is potentially an important source of information about the stability, integrity, and personality of the candidate. Before a candidate is finally selected, organizations prefer to contact their references or dig up into the candidate's past history, past employment, financial condition, police record, personal reputation, which will be helpful in verifying the candidate of the person. Medical examination. The pre-employment physical examination in terms of medical test of a candidate is an important step in the selection process. This examination isolates the medically unfit people from the rest. Final selection and placement. If a candidate has cleared all minor hurdles in the selection procedure, he is formally appointed and the letter appointment is given to the effect. In the letter of appointment will be stated the terms and conditions of employment such as pay scale, period of probation, starting salary, allowances, and other perquisites, etc. Thank you.